Thank you for having me.
So as M&A goes, this feels more flirtatious than combative, wouldn't you say?
Well, whenever you make a bid for a public company, it's pretty combative. Tiffany is not a willing seller. And the story that hasn't come out, which is just my speculation, is that there are actually other potential bidders who are, at a minimum, taking a look at this company. So we'll see. The next few days and weeks are going to really bear fruit.
Why? Why do you think that's the case? What is it about Tiffany?
Number one, it's a scarce, very scarce asset. It is the only independent luxury jeweler in the world, branded jeweler, that is available, that is scale, high scale, that has global awareness. So whoever it goes to, it's not like there's a good number two. And for LVMH, less than 10% of their total sales are in the watch and jewelry category. So this would be very additive for them. It would balance the portfolio.
Do you think we're going to see more consolidation more broadly in retail, whether it's on the luxury end or the more affordable end?
Well, we've seen a lot of consolidation in the last few years. Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of dissipation in retail. I think a lot of the players that are in the middle are going to have to go away. We're just over-retailed as a country. We're over-retailed as a sector. And there'll be winners and losers, and the market is healthy, and the consumers are spending, but they're not spending on the middle of the market.
Speaking of which, I remember, Barb, a time where the thinking on Tiffany was you got to get people to go more than engagement and, Valentine's Day. That silver was going to be big, all of that. Would LVMH, do you think, take it down market or up?
Oh, I think LVMH would bring it up. I mean, if there is such a way to go up for Tiffany's, because they're such a great luxury brand. I think what they bring to the party, besides capital and having the same kind of a luxury brand and feel, is that they have seem to have better technology. They're very good at innovating, and Tiffany has struggled the last few years, which I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, I think Tiffany's not struggled with quality. They've struggled with design and with coming out new ways, modern ways, interesting ways to express their brand above and beyond that beautiful blue shade that we all know so well and has been their mark for the last 50 years.
What other you mentioned other players might want to play in this? Who?
The two most obvious, there's Richemont, which is the world's leader in luxury jewelry, owns Cartier, Van Cleef & Arpels, many other, mostly European brands. They would be the most obvious. They're not as big as LVMH, but they're bigger in watch and jewelry. The other one would be Kering, which is LVMH's closest competitor in the fashion and accessories sector, also French-owned.
We got Black Friday literally a week away. We're going into peak shipping season. FedEx and UPS just came out with their numbers. Both are expecting another record season due to e-commerce growth. Luxury hasn't necessarily participated in the e-commerce craze as much. Do you think that's starting to change, especially when you do have some of these online retailers, albeit maybe in the secondhand market like RealReal and some of the others coming in? Do you think that's going to change?
I don't think it'll change much in fashion and soft goods. Returns in luxury ready-to-wear are very high. Some of the players have as high as 50% returns because fit is so important when you're spending that kind of money. If you're buying athleisure, you can be a lot more forgiving with how things fit on you. And I also think that the customer really needs to feel and touch things when they're spending at the high end of the market. Other segments of luxury, I think that's where the growth will be.
Sort of a left turn here, but I know you have thoughts on this Tesla truck.
Oh, boy.
What do you think?
Having just written a book about aesthetic intelligence, I think it is an example of really poor failure of aesthetic intelligence. It is the ugliest looking vehicle I've seen since the AMC Gremlin.
Wow.
I'm not optimistic.
A lot of viewers will remember what that car looks like too, the Gremlin. But you don't believe Elon is shooting for a pickup owner who
a design statement.
Yeah, it has a different state of mind than what we think a pickup owner is.
I'm sure that's what he's shooting for. The reality is Americans love pickup trucks, but Americans who love pickup trucks are not necessarily prioritizing environmental sustainability. So point number one, there's sort of a built-in conflict there. And point number two, I still think he just made such a mess in the design front. I was optimistic. I'd say the only thing that's good that came of it is the price point, which was lower than people expected.